what? Fine. I wasn't going to set up freaking Facebook, but I'll set up Facebook. We do have some people that end up tuning in. And this is part 5. Come on. 5. Errors and contradictions. Okay. Where's my go live? Let me hit go live. What do you mean connect streaming software to go live? Did I not hit it in OBS? Could have sworn I did, didn't I? Oh, no, I didn't. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right, cool. All right, Facebook, welcome in. We're continuing our series on breaking down Islam, dealing with errors and contradictions in the Quran. What's up, Solid Stakes on Kick? Welcome in, welcome in. So we're going to be dealing with errors and contradictions. I was getting in a little bit of a debate with a buddy of mine. We were discussing a certain verse in the Quran where it's talking about women having sperm that comes from their ribs, and that sperm mixes with the male sperm. Whoever orgasms first, that's who the child would resemble. And then when the two sperms mix, it turns into dead blood. The dead blood turns into a clot. The clot turns into bone, which gets flesh over it. You know, nothing about fertilization of eggs, things like that. So he was saying that, you know, I had false translations. That the Arabic doesn't really say that. You know, and some of the things he was saying also is that, you know, that the sexual fluid is coming from the backbone or the loins and the ribs, but we know that that's not where it comes from. We know it comes from the testicles. So let us see what it actually says ourselves. And we will go to their own sources. What the hell am I hearing? What am I hearing? Oh, that's them. Okay. All right, this is commentating. I know what it is. It's freaking, excuse me for a second. It's chapter. So let's see. Give me 1 second, guys, so I can get this up for you. A6. This is all weird, though. It's all jumbled up. Just give me the verse. Can I just have the verse, please? Okay, well, I'm trying to get it all into one. It has it all broken up verse by verse. They were created from a spurting fluid. And this is the English translation, stemming from between the backbone and the rib cage. Yeah, that's where they cut it off. That's supposed to be Quran.com. It's like sometimes these work, sometimes they don't. How do I just get the whole chapter? Oh, here we go. Verse by verse. No. How do I change that? Doggone it. But anyway, let me just show you guys here. Give me a second. Let me minimize myself. Minimize it. Minimize. Okay. Read carefully. Let the people then consider what they were created from. They were created from a spurting fluid stemming from between the backbone and the rib cage. Surely he is fully capable of bringing them back to life. On the day all secrets will be disclosed, then one will have neither power nor any helper, by the sky with its recurring cycles and the earth with its sprouting plants. Surely this Quran is a decisive word and is not to be taken lightly. All right. As you can see, no mentioning of the testicles. That's not even really what I was trying to find. Let me see here. It says other sources argue that the testes and ovaries in their initial stages of development are located near the kidneys between the backbone and ribs before descending to their final location. That's funny. The term tarib, pelvic arc ribs, is understood in Arabic as referring specifically to female anatomy, the area of the ribs, while sob, loin's backbone, refers to the male with the fluid passing from these genital regions. So the Arabic is understood as referring to the female area of the ribs. And Muhammad said he got this from the angel Jibril. And I keep finding these interpretations that still say the same thing. But let me try this. Let me try this. Let me try this. Okay, let me see here. Reddit. You know what? Okay, let me see here. Here we go. Sunnah.com. That's what I wanted. Oh, no, this is the this is when Aisha had to, brush the semen off of the prophet's clothes. Check this out real quick as we just stumble upon this. And this is Sahih Muslim 289a, Book 2, Hadith 138. So this is authentic. This one's authentic. It says, let me zoom out. It says, I asked Suleiman B. Yasser whether the semen that gets onto the garment of a person should be washed or not. He replied, Aisha told me the messenger of Allah washed the semen and then went out for prayer in that very garment. I saw the mark of washing on it. And then Aisha says, I often scraped the semen from the garment of the messenger of Allah with my hand. Holy Prophet. Right here. You see it? Do you see it? And then, verily, I, Aisha, right? Look at this. This is an authentic hadith. Used to scrape the semen, used to scrape it off his garment with my nails while it was dry. That's just one translation. That's just one translation of it. Okay. I remember when I found it on the garment of the messenger of Allah and I scratched it off. I often, crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. And this is Al Bukhari. Those other ones, this one, on Sunan Nasi. I don't know, but Sahih. This is Al Bukhari. This is one of their heavy hitters and scholars. Oop, 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 oop. There we go. Look at that. I used to wash the semen off the clothes of the prophet, and I even used to notice one or more spots on them. So in some of them, she's scraping it off with her hands. This is Sahih Muslim. I used to scrape off the semen from the garment of the messenger of Allah. So, the beginnings of porn, and this was just on our way. This isn't even what I was looking for originally. Um, uh, you know, let's see. Uh, so this is the hadith where he's talking about how the baby is made. And he says, the prophet said, at every womb, Allah appoints an angel who says, O Lord, a drop of semen, O Lord, a clot. So then the semen becomes a clot. And then the clot, O Lord, a little lump of flesh. So there's no fertilization, nothing about the egg. Semen turns into a clot. The clot turns into a little lump of flesh. And then if Allah wishes to complete its creation, the angel asks, "Oh Lord, will it be a male or female?" But it doesn't say that. That's in brackets. In Arabic, it doesn't actually say, "Oh Lord." The angel asks, would it be male or female, a wretched or a blessed? And how much will his provision be? So there's no free will in Islam. It's already predestined what you will be. And what will his age be? So it is all written while the child is still in the mother's womb. Insanity. Insanity. All of it authentic. All of it authentic hadiths. And still not what I'm looking for, but still pretty damning. Um, uh, let's see if we can get it because I want to get this point. Let me see here. You know what? Yeah. Let me see this. No, that's not it. Damn it. Let's see. Here we go. English. Let's see. Is this it? Ibn Kathir. I don't want. All right. Wait, what is this? There we go. I'm like, why are you on chapter 7?
خلق من ماء دافق يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب إنه على رجعه لقادر يوم تبلى السرائر فما له من قوة ولا ناصر والسماء ذات الرجع والأرض ذات الصدع إنه لقول فصل وما هو بالهزل
What the hell is that? I am so sorry, guys. My freaking headphones died, and I had no idea. So, my bad. But this isn't what we want. It's still saying that it comes, they were created from a spurting fluid stemming from between the backbones and the rib cage. But Sunnah.com is not letting me get it. So let's see if this works. No. No. I don't know. Well, we know it doesn't come from the backbone or the ribs. But let me see. No. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh. This was give me 1 second. Okay. Well, since I couldn't figure out these websites, CP will do it for us in a quick 4-minute video. I was hoping to really find his let me see. Okay, I think we'll use this one.
And as it's mentioned in the Quran, as we promised you, we will make this video small, short, so you can download it. In order to show you the point of view of Muslims, we decided to choose an article. I just searched in Google a second ago, and I got this: the creation of the man as mentioned in the Quran by Sadaf Faruqi. Here, Mr. Faruqi is saying that there is many.
I was trying to get on Sunnah.com, but I just couldn't get it without this long interpretation. So he knows how to navigate some of those websites a little better than me. So let me.
Media speak about things, speak about Islam, or speak about science, etc. And here he want to show you that how the Quran revealed the process of the creation of the human being, as you see from the article. And he quote for us, in fact, the Quran describe such a development, and he gave us 14 centuries ago. And he quote for us the verses from the Quran: وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ سُلَالَةٍ مِنْ طِينٍ ثُمَّ جَعَلْنَاهُ نُطْفَةً في قرار مكين ثم خلقنا النطفة علقة فخلقنا العلقة مضغة فخلقنا المضغة عظاما فكسونا العظام لحما ثم أنشأناه خلقا آخر فتبارك الله أحسن الخالقين. Translation, and this is the Muslim translation, remember, not my translation. I don't approve any Islamic translation, but yet we will use it to show you the proofs. Verily we created the man from a product with earth, then placed him in a drop, as a drop of seed, in safe lodging. Then we fashioned the drop into a clot, and then we fashioned the clot into a little loom. Then we fashioned the little loom into bones, and then the bones, then we close the bones with the flesh, and we produce another creation. This is a chapter 23, verse number 12 and 14. Here he give you another verse. It is he who had created you from a dust, and from a sperm drop, then from a leech like a clot, and then by the way, here he says like, it doesn't say that, but anyway, this is his translation, we'll go with it. Then does he get you out as a child? And he quote, and he's quoting another one. According to Ibn Kathir, this reference of the man creation is from turab, which means dust, imply the origin of mankind. the creation of the first man being Prophet Adam alayhi salam created from dust, and Allah did create him from dust. Here we have a problem. I don't know if anyone noticed. If Adam was created in the heaven of Allah, and the heaven of Allah where Allah himself he lived, so what dust is doing there? The garden of Adam and Eve in the Bible, it's in the earth, not in sky. We continue. He mentioned to create the creation of your father Adam from dust, and then he continued. Why would Allah then invite us to ponder on the origin of our creation? The context which is he mentioned our origin led to some interesting observation. But first, let us analyze the word most repeated in the Quran. By the way, the first book speaking about man is created first from dust is in the book of Genesis, and you can go and read. So Muhammad, he brought nothing new. I mean, the Bible teach, and the New Testament says the same. Now, here the roots of the word yantuf, nutfa, flow gently, trickle, ooze, drop. The dictionary of the meaning of the word nutfa is a drop of a fluid, semen. It's a clear liquid, a little or a lot. From this is used for the man, the word water, ma'ur rajul, water, the semen of the man. So here he is giving you the translation of the word nutfa, which is mentioned in the Quran.
Right.
And remember, until now I'm just reading for you the article. I don't have time left to go like to start, but I'm just trying to be fair and showing you what the Muslims are saying. But by what they said, and this translation in front of us, they just prove to us that Muhammad is a false prophet.
Right.
Allah has created you from a sperm drop. The human being is not created from a drop of a sperm. The human being is created from one semen, not a drop, because the woman egg will be fertilized by one semen, that not by a drop. The Quran claim here that the sperm of the man, which is the drop of semen, will transform into a clot, and this is what he mentioned here, the word nutfa. So now he gave us the Muslim Abdul himself. He said the nutfa mean, as you see, he gave us the interpretation. Nutfa is a drop of a fluid, but a human being is not, and this fluid is a semen, but a human being is not created from a drop of semen. The human being is created from an egg and the woman egg and the man semen, not a drop. Here, you know, the Muslim, they will not mention to you that the Quran says when he translated this, he did not really translate to us accurately. He mentioned this, he said, and then we created the nutfa and we make it a clot. But the fact the Quran says, he says a clot which is a congealed blood. If we go in the Quran, we will find the following.
What will we find, CP?
We will try to keep it under the 15-minute. This is the Muslim translation. You see how the Muslims always they hide the truth from you, and they hide that this is a congealed dead blood, and this is an obvious clear mistake in the Quran. How Allah he makes such a mistake in his God, that he created us from a sperm, and they made the sperm transform into a clot of a congealed blood. The sperm itself transform. You see, if you go in the article here, you will see a lot of deception in this article. We created you from a product of wet earth, and then he planned, etc. And then actually, let's read this one here. This is the one we are reading. He created you from dust and drop of a sperm, and then from a leech. But it doesn't say that. It says we transformed the clot into a leech. The drop we became a clot, and the clot we became a leech. You see here how he added the word then from a leech. It doesn't say that. Go to the translation. You see, I'm comparing between two Muslim translation, and then you see how the deception work. We made the sperm into a clot, not sperm and then a clot. The sperm itself transformed into a clot, and there's no scientist believe in such a garbage. And the clot is what? Is made from a congealed blood, which means a dead blood. And then the congealed blood became a flesh, and the flesh and bones, sorry, bones, a lump, and then bones, and then we close the flesh by the bones by flesh. So this is all proven to us that Muhammad is a false prophet. Now, if we go in the Quran, as long we are talking about the creation of the baby, there's another verse in the Quran, chapter 86, verse number 6 and 7.
Right.
And this is Ibn Kathir, he explained. And remember,
this is what we were reading earlier, and this is kind of what I was going back and forth with my buddy on IG. So he's an Arabic speaker, so let's see how how he translated. This is where the sperm is coming from, the ribs or the backbone. Or
the article
loins.
of the Muslim, he used Ibn Kathir to explain his Quran. So he cannot say talking about the same exact topic about how the man, how the human is created. So Muslim cannot say that we don't accept Ibn Kathir now. You use it yourself as a guideline for meaning. This means this is your scholar and you agree with him. Ibn Kathir, he said clearly that the baby is created from a gushing fluid, chapter 86, verse number 6 and 7. Gushing fluid, which is coming from the man and the women. He created you from water gushing forth, meaning a sexual fluid that comes burst forth from the men and the women.
The man and the woman. Do you see it? The man and the woman. What sexual fluid, chat, comes from a man? We know that that is sperm. So what kind of sexual fluid then could possibly be coming from the woman? Thus, the child is produced from both of them by the permission of Allah. All right, CP, break it down. Break it down for us with your Arabic tongue, CP.
Thus, the child will produce by both of them, and then proceeding from between the backbone and the ribs, meaning the backbone of the man and the ribs of the women. So the God of the Quran claim
and the ribs
that
of the
women and men, both of them, they produce sexual fluid, and that caused the baby to come to existence. And the sexual fluid come from the backbone of the man, as you see, and the ribs of the women. And that's alone proven to us. And by the way, this is not only Ibn Kathir was saying, this is what the Quran is saying. The Quran is saying, as-sulbi wa tara'ib. A-sulb is the hard bone, which is the last one in the end of your back.
I need
down,
you to clip
if you
this,
like,
Mikey.
going all the way touching your bum, you will see that.
I need it clipped. I need it clipped. And I'm going to post that on IG. I need it clipped. Sexual fluid that comes out bursting, this is Ibn Kathir, comes out bursting from the man and the woman. Thus the child is produced from both of them by the permission of Allah. Due to this, Allah says, proceeding from between the backbone and the ribs, meaning the backbone or loins of the man and the ribs of the woman, which is referring to her chest. Shabi bin Bashir reported from Ikrimah, who narrated from Ibn Abbas. Okay, so let's. He can't come on now.
The last bone in your spine is that is the sulb. So Muhammad, he claimed that the sperm of the man is coming from the sulb, and which is the backbone, as you see, and the women coming from the ribs, and that alone is enough to prove to us that Muhammad is a false prophet.
Let me just run this back. Let me just run this back so we can get this clean. So we can get a clean clip. Let's just run this back real quick.
Or 6 and 7, gushing fluid, which is coming from the man and the women. He created you from water gushing forth, meaning a sexual fluid that comes burst forth from the men and the women. Thus the child will produce by both of them, and then proceeding from between the backbone and the ribs, meaning the backbone of the man and the ribs of the women. So the God of the Quran claim that women and men, both of them, they produce sexual fluid, and that caused the baby to come to existence. And the sexual fluid come from the backbone of the man, as you see, and the ribs of the women. And that's alone proven to us. And by the way, this is not only Ibn Kathir was saying, this is what the Quran is saying. The Quran is saying, as-sulbi wa tara'ib. A sulb is the hard bone, which is the last one in the end of your back down. If you like, going all the way touching your bum, you will see the last bone in your spine is that is the sulb. So Muhammad, he claimed that the sperm of the man is coming from the sulb, and which is the backbone, as you see, and the women coming from the ribs, and that alone is enough to prove to us that Muhammad is a false prophet.
Right.
But is that alone is enough? No, we have more. Muhammad even he go farther and he claim more crazy stuff. As an example, the man and the women, when they have sex, they see their sperm coming out. And the man in the article, he explained to us what the word water mean. The water here explained by Muhammad better. If you remember in the article, the guy, he says the word water, he says water, here he meant the sperm. All right. If you go here, he talk about turab, the dust, and then he talk about water. Let us go and search for the water so we can make it appear immediately. You see, water. So Muhammad and the Quran, both of them, they use the word water, and the word water means semen, not any water. Muhammad, he claimed that men and women, they have water, which is semen, and that semen of the man is white and the women is thin and yellow, and whoever of them comes first will make the baby resemble the parents, which mean the baby will become male or
water.
female.
The man's water is thick and white, and we know that that's sperm. And I always think that the woman's sperm, because you see the man's water, okay? So the woman's water, the woman's sperm is thin and yellow. And whichever of them comes first, and that's a literal translation, whichever of them comes first, the child will resemble that parent. So according to Islam, not only do men and do women have sperm that comes from their ribs, and men not from their testicles but from their backbones, the two sperms mix, or whichever, not with mix, but whichever comes first. So whoever comes first, that's who gets who the baby looks like. So, this is tough. This is a tough one to get by.
Can find the same is in the Hadith Sahih Muslim 315, and the Muslims always in order to hide the madness here, look, they add things between two brackets which is not exist. So here the same hadith we showed you about the women water is yellow, look what it says. So if the prophet said about the substance of the man is white, and of the women, i.e. over a central partition, and this is in the bracket is not exist in the hadith, it is yellow, and when they have sexual intercourse, the male and the male substance, and here they add the word the chromosome. That's false, doesn't say that, doesn't say that. What a chromosome? Prevail upon the female substance, and here again
he absolutely drink man water. Absolutely. I think there's a story or a hadith where like he let some guy like kiss him all like down his chest and his stomach. Muhammad did some wild stuff, man.
Add a lie to cover the shame. The chromosome, it is a male child.
They add a lie
substance,
to cover the shame.
And here again they add a lie to cover the shame. Male and the male substance, and here they add the word the chromosome. That's false, doesn't say that. Doesn't say that. What a chromosome? Prevail upon the female substance, and here again they add a lie to cover the shame. The chromosome, it is a male child. So Muhammad claimed that if a man have orgasm first, the baby will be a male child. Here we go, we get them busted with this false translation there. Here Muhammad made it clear, if a man have orgasm first, the baby will be a male. If the women have orgasm first, the baby will be a female. And what is the female sperm? Is the white, the yellow water which she see in her vagina. And this hadith Muhammad even explained better. And a woman, she came to him and she said that she saw a liquid in her vagina because she was having sexual dream, and she said that she have discharge. Muhammad, he says, if the woman she see discharge, then she have to perform a bath. The wife of Muhammad, she said, does the women have that? which means the women have orgasm because his wife, she never have orgasm.
Oof.
He said, yes, the water of the man is thick and white, and the water of the woman is thin and yellow, and whichever of them comes first, the baby will resemble the parents, which mean the baby will be male or female. Muhammad obviously is a false prophet. Tons of mistakes in one 10-15 minutes story.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here. Download the
Yeah. So I was trying to navigate the websites, but it's so filled with translations and interpretation, just paragraphs of interpretations. It's not the text. Islam just proves that you care too much about your wifey during conception. Yep. Yep. Me and my big heart. Me and my big heart. That's freaking hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. But, you know, there's no way around it. It absolutely says that women have sperm. It says it comes from their ribs. It says whoever comes first, that's who the baby will resemble. He didn't get into how sperm can live for 40 days. He didn't even get into how if you look at your wife, I think is if you look at your wife's vagina while you're having sex, your children will be mute. Let me see. Let me see if I can find that one. I mean, there's just so much insanity, especially when it comes to how the baby was made. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that. Here we go. Let me see here. Let's see here. Give me the reference. Stop running. I'm trying to go on that. Let's see. Give me the hadith number because I know it's authentic. Um. Okay, yes. Do not speak while lovemaking, for if a child were conceived, he would not be immune from being dumb. One should not look into his wife's vagina, for this brings about blindness in the child. I want to find the reference because I know it's there, and they've been working hard at cleaning up this stuff. I'm telling you. I'm telling you the truth, man. I'm telling you the truth. I gotta find this. I think it is. I think this is it. Let me see. Um those. Let me see here. I'm gonna find it, man. I am going to find it. They're not gonna. Okay. Let me see here. They, let me see this. So they would say that the Jews would say that if you um it says the Jews would say whoever goes into his wife's vagina from behind her, then his children will be cross-eyed. So Allah revealed your wives are a tilth for you. For you, so go to your tilth when and how you will. But no, we know that's not what we know that that's not what the Jews say. But that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Um, that's pretty funny. Um, let me see here. Give me a reference. Give me a reference. Ass man equals lazy eyed kid. Yep. You beating it up from the back. You're gonna have a problem. See, I'm finding nothing but interpretations. Nothing but interpretations. Nothing with the verse. Everything just trying to explain away. Trying to explain it away. Let me see here. What is this one? Let me see here. The chapters on marriage. Let's see. Give me a second here. Um, I'm convinced Islam was created as a joke to see if they can get done people. Yeah, and a lot of it, yeah, and then a lot of it was just pagan stuff that he just copied over. Um, but where is it? Marrying a religious woman, marrying virgins, marrying free women who are fertile. I'll find it. I'll find it. One more try. Let's see if we can get Google to be honest. Uh, Let me try one more. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see. Nope, not what we're looking for. They've been cleaning it up. They've been cleaning it up, and that's fine. That's fine. We see how they lie and how they cover things up. But there was something interesting that I did see today, talking about Mamdani, who has not been acting like a very good Muslim. Um, so I know our good friend CP was talking about that. Let me see here. Because Mondami is a part of those, confusing people thinking that there's, an actual like queers for Palestine movement, when I think anybody with sense knows exactly what would happen if they actually went over there. And if my buddy's watching too, well, I don't know him to be a Muslim, but you know, I know that it's not a religion that likes black people. So I know that, with the Nation of Islam, they kind of have their own sect, and I know that actual Muslims don't really consider them Muslims when it really comes down to it. Just like the Sunni don't consider the Shia Muslims, and vice versa, and all the different sects. Which is exactly what Muhammad said would happen. On the day of judgment, Islam will go back into its hole like a snake. That's what he said, not me. But I kind of wanted to, before I got into that little debate, kind of wanted to get into what's going on in New York with Mondami and how he's just a part of the sect that's just fooling everybody, having people think that, this is what this religion is about and what they actually believe. Just absolutely just deceiving many, many people. So I was going to get into that. Um, one second. All right. So let me cue up. That guy and his wife are horrid humans. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, just absolute. So I'm kind of glad this is like a good kind of deep dive real quick.
Be a redhead.
I love riding shotgun with CP.
Hair from all his body. He start with his private part, and then he go all over for all his body. What's wrong with this website? Why is not zooming?
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, they have been tripping. It's like I've been trying to look up references.
He do all his body. And then we go to the one who is a transgender. Or what about a gay?
Oh, wait, we might need to go back a little more here. Hang on a second.
Shave their mustache.
Hang on a second. Let's get a little context here.
Where? Ah,
Look at all these different translations, but it's all.
we found one here, but this is not the one I want, but it's okay. It was narrated from Salama that when the Prophet would apply it, he began with his private part, coating it with hair removing chemical and Nora, and his wife would do the rest of his body.
What?
So Muhammad himself, and here they say to you, this is da'if. By the way, this is not da'if. This is very sahih.
Remember, we said da'if is not authentic. So when you see da'if, they don't like it. They don't believe in it.
But as usual, the Muslims, when something is embarrassing, how taking hair for a woman from her face is a shameful act, and Allah will curse her. But taking hair of the body of the man, and not only that, Muhammad, he commanded the Muslim to shave their mustache, and they grow their beard. So how shaving your mustache, growing your beard, is not a change in the way Allah made you look like. And Muhammad, not only that, Muhammad, he colored his hair red.
Very true.
Red. You know what red? So how that is not a change in the way Allah made you look like? All of this is an act. What about circumcision? Which one is a change in the way Allah made you look like? If Allah made anything, anyway, but I mean, it's a fake God. But we are going with the trend that Allah made them, right? So when Muslims do circumcise, which one is the one changing the way Allah made you? You are cutting a piece of your body. So he changed his hair color. He want to be a redhead. He take hair from all his body. He start with his private part, and then he go all over for all his body. What's wrong with this website? Why is not zooming in? Here we go. He do all his body.
They have a chapter for applying hair removing chemical. That's deep.
And then we go to the one who is a transgender.
What about
a gay?
Dude, you just said it. Let me run. Hang on.
And then we go to the one who is a transgender. Or what about a gay? All those we see them around.
That is funny. What about the gay?
Around Mamdani, they are homosexual.
That is true. That is kind of weird, though. Mamdani is surrounding himself with that. That is strange. Can we agree? I mean, like, broski. Birds of a feather, man. Birds of a feather.
We have tons of videos of Mamdani in nightclub, and he is all over with the homosexual.
He's all over.
But remember, he pray a lot. All right. No comment. All right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
let us go to what Muhammad said about the people.
Listen, gang. Okay. They would get thrown off of balconies and overpasses. Oh, that's crazy that he's championing this because he knows. He knows. He knows. I was just looking at some hadiths when I was trying to find some of the insanity, but it was talking about, no to gay stuffs. But, let's continue.
People who vote for Mamdani and Mamdani who support those people, supposedly.
That's wild.
According to Muhammad,
look at these guys. They look like.
Let me show you what Muhammad said.
That's wild.
Just to show you how much hypocrite this Mamdani is. Do you see what Muhammad said? All of this is authentic. All of this is authentic. All right. So, what is the solution according to Muhammad
This
for
is
someone
Al-Bukhari.
you do such an act? You know, starting from the top. If you find anyone doing as Lutz people, which means
I did find this one.
homosexuality,
Yep.
kill the one who does it and the one whom it's done to.
Now remember the story of Lot, right? Lot, Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, tried to negotiate it with God. It's like, please don't destroy it. God said, you know, if you could find, I forget what the original number was. Like, forgive me for not knowing. But he's like, if you could find, let's just say, you know what? No, we're not going to guess. We're not going to guess. We're going to look it up. We're going to look it up. Lot bargaining. No. Where's Lot? Right. So it's Abraham. I think Lot, Lot was the one where the angels went to his right? Lot was the one where the angels went to his house to warn him to get out because he was Abraham's nephew. And then all the guys tried to come in and freaking rape the angels. And that was like the final straw. Yeah, it went down to 10. Despite the plea, fewer than 10 righteous people were found. Yeah. Yeah, right. So it was Abraham who pled for Sodom, but Lot lived in Sodom, and we know what was going on in Sodom, which is really where we get sodomy from. But so as Lot's people did, even though, you know, those weren't really, you know, Lot's, but that's what he's saying here. So if you find anyone doing as Lot's people did, kill the one who does it and the one to whom it is done. Right?
So the one who is the top and the one who is the bottom.
So in the words of CP, the one who is the top and the one who is the bum. Right? But you have Mandami, you saw posing with all of them as if this just isn't what his religion teaches.
This is what Muhammad said. What Mamdani do? This is his mom with Epstein. We know who's your father. You cannot hide it no more.
Dang. Insanity.
You are truly a true believer. You know, I mean, I have no doubt. The Muslims should be so proud of you. You know, you did not throw Muhammad under the bus. You throw Muhammad under the gaze. I mean, seriously, you did.
Oh.
Do you read those? What you tell them I'm a Muslim. Did you read for them what Islam teach about them? Or you don't tell them, do you? Shame on you.
Shame on you.
You should tell them.
Aren't you a true Muslim? Or you are temporary Muslim in the election time? Like, what happened to this picture here? We are trying to zoom in. It was fine. All right, no problem.
No problem.
Abdul Mamdani.
Yeah, best way to get people to like is to assimilate them. Then you gain power over them. Islam 101. Lie your way to conversion, then exert your control. Yep, Taqiyya. That's what he's practicing. That's what he's practicing. Taqiyya. They're permitted to lie in order to push the Islamic agenda. They are allowed to lie on their religion. They're allowed to lie about what their texts say to cover up the obvious mistakes, contradictions, and errors. They're allowed to do that, and that's what he's doing right here. So it's like, how can you even begin to negotiate with a regime that follows that religion where they're literally permitted, their God permits them to lie? Like, how can you trust someone who just religiously does not have to be honest? And on top of the fact that they don't have to be honest, they want to kill you. Literally kill you. So the amount of leftists that are just, tearing up over Iran or the regime just shows you how stupid they are. Had no idea she was illustrating anti-Semite books and liking tweets about raping and killing kids. Oh, wow. Yep. It's a clown show in New York. Absolute clown show. That's where like a lot of the drag queen story time stuff was going on. I mean, it's absolute. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Yeah, no, we need to get we need to get her listening. We need to get her listening to the streams here. Can't have that. She's got to be able to call this stuff out when she sees it. Be like, your prophet bathed with dead dogs and period blood. Not my Jesus.
I say every Muslim is a liar. I mean it.
Every Muslim is a liar until
and then
he
if you
proves
read what the
opposite.
Muslim they
That's
say
what
about
CP
how
says.
to kill someone as a homosexual.
Yeah, New
like
York
how to kill them. Okay, the Muslim agree that all of those behind Mamdani, according to the garbage of Islam, they have to be killed.
New York's 100% clown shoes now.
And by the way,
100%.
Muhammad is copying the Jews. Muhammad is copying the Jews. Otherwise, he himself is a homosexual. I can prove it. Actually, in fact, I can prove that he is a transgender.
Ooh.
But
all right, that's a hell of a claim. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. That is a heck of a claim. Christian Prince has said to us, his wife is crazy, dude. Like, doesn't hide it. Oh, your friend. Okay, wait, hold on. You said your wife had no idea she was illustrating anti-Semite books, and like, wait. So, whose wife? Your friend's wife? Who is this? His wife is crazy. Oh, you mean that Mom Downey's wife? Mom, yes. She, yeah. No, I caught you right before you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, she's insane. She's insane. Practicing Taqiyya. She lets her husband surround himself, but we are look, Brother Ali. I wish you joined the live. I wish you were in the chat. I wish we could have had a good healthy conversation. I did see his press conference about that. I did. He just fluffed it up and dodged it. I wish we could have had a good conversation. I was looking forward to it. we could have went all over, but we're gonna see here if CP proves his claim. That's one heck of a claim. Yeah, he said he could prove that Muhammad was transgender. So let's see. I'm very interested in finding out if this is factual.
Here it says, let me use Google translation.
You guys want me to minimize the camera so you can? No, I think we're good. I think we're good.
It is recorded in the asterisk Sunan, on the authority of the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, that he said, whomever you find committing the act of the people of Lot, kill both the active partner and the passive partner. Consequently, the companions reached a consensus on executing both individuals. However, they differed regarding the specific method of execution. Some held that they should be stoned to death. Others maintained that they should be thrown from the highest wall in the town and pelted with stones thereafter, while others argued that they should be burned.
Thrown from. So, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. So, in accordance to Islam, some held that they should be stoned to death. Others maintained, meaning they could not be swayed from this. They maintained. Just a slight inconvenience. You might have. Then there might have to be a couple of tosses. That they should be thrown from the. They should be thrown from the highest wall in the town, and pelted with stones thereafter, while others argued that they should be burned alive. Thus, the prevailing view among the majority of the Salaf and the jurists is that both individuals are to be stoned to death, regardless of whether they are virgins or non-virgins. So it doesn't matter if it's your first time trying butt sex. You're getting stoned, buddy. Stiggity stoned. To the to the disappointment of those that felt that you should be thrown from the highest building and then stoned after you bounce off the ground. Let's continue.
Alive. Thus, the prevailing view among the majority of the Salaf, early predecessors, and jurists is that both individuals are to be stoned to death, regardless of whether they are virgins or non-virgins, free persons or slaves, or even if one is the slave of the other. Furthermore, Muslims are in unanimous agreement that anyone who deems such an act permissible, whether committed with a slave or a free person, is an apostate and a disbeliever.
So here, very important statement that if you commit such a thing, you are a disbeliever. What about the one who support those who commit such a thing? He's a disbeliever too. Because he disobey Allah and he disobey his messenger. He is promoting those things even between Muslims. You see, when a Muslim young kid in America, he see this Mamdani, he is the example of Muslims. For all Muslims now, they are saying, you know, he's a Muslim, he's a Muslim, he's a Muslim. So, and he see him between the homosexual, and he dress sometime even, and he take his t-shirt, and you know, he dressed like them, and he act like them. Well, isn't it obvious that he is a homosexual too? Isn't it? And the one who support homosexual is a homosexual.
Anal. Tony Gonzalez.
You tell me what. Like, if you support them, it's just about your liking, which means if you like to do it or not, but you don't have a problem doing it, correct? If you support them, that means it's maybe not your favorite kind of sex, but you don't mind. But it's not your favorite.
Oh, man.
All right?
It's not your favorite.
And he make it clear from the beginning that he is going to promote homosexuality, which is making him an infidel and an apostate.
My politics is consistent, and my politics is built on a belief in human rights for all people. And that extends to queer and trans New Yorkers, and it extends to queer and trans Ugandans. My politics.
Trans Uganda. But yeah. Okay, but how you can manage between both? Go into the mosque, you believe in, you saying right now that this is a human right, and then you go to the mosque and you pray to the one who says kill them. Which one you follow?
Right. Right.
Which one is your religion? Your religion is a human right, or your religion is Islam. It can't be both, because both, they don't match.
No, they do not.
They don't. In fact, according to the unholy Quran, if two female, they committed sexual act together, we have to jail them until they die.
Yeah, I think
is that correct?
Yeah, they're under house arrest, I think.
And here you don't understand what is, why it is for women when they do such an act, and why this website is not zooming in. Oh, I know, I'm not able to zoom in.
I think chapter 4, verse, I think it might be, chapter 4, verse 15.
Maybe I can correct it.
Yep. Chapter 4, verse 15. They, if they catch two women, munching carpet, they're to be placed under house arrest, home confinement.
Usually,
until
I
death.
can zoom better by when I click from my mouse.
Life
but
imprisonment.
Today, I'm not able to do so.
Home confinement for munching carpet.
Computer now. It says until death. So the penalty for lesbian in Islam is.
So as for those of your women who are guilty of lewdness, call to witness 4 of you against them. And if they testify to the truth of the allegations, then confine them to the house until death take them, or until Allah appoint them for a way, until Allah appoint for them a way through new legislation. And as for the 2 of you who are guilty thereof, punish them both, and if they repent and improve, then let them be. Lo, Allah is ever relenting, merciful. Let's see.
Jailing them until they die. Until they die. That's it. So, is Mr. Mamdani willing to go in public and say Quran and Allah is a stupid book and I don't accept such a thing? In fact, he is saying it, but you don't dare to say it. He don't mention anything about, I don't accept it, like clearly, but he is clearly saying now that he believes in human right and he support homosexual, transgender, LGBTQ. I mean, the name is getting bigger. LGBTQ, A, Z, Y. I don't know, the whole alphabet, Like in the beginning, it was like a gay, then LG, and then LGB, and then LGBT, and then LGBTQ, and then LGBTQC, and then 500 Mercedes, and then.
So do you see how they lie? LGBTQIA plus community. Do you see how they lie? He is sitting there in front of you, pretending to be your ally when we have just seen that if you're a homosexual, instead of getting thrown from the tallest building and then stoned, they just decided that they were just going to stone you to death. Doesn't matter if it's your first time, you've been doing it for a while or whatever. They're just, you're getting put to death. You're getting put to death. Now, you can say, well, David, in the Old Testament, God commanded the same thing. Very true. But then Jesus Christ came to fulfill the law, and while he does not permit homosexuality, he said, go and sin no more. So let's not pretend that Christianity permits it. But Jesus, at the same time, says, go and sin no more, not throw them from the top of a building. Okay? Not if you find two lesbians, jail them, put them under house arrest till death, till they die. Okay? And that's not even also talking about all the different, ways that their prophet permits them to beat their women. Okay? I could show you hadiths where a woman went to him complaining about how she was so bruised that her skin was matching the colors of her garment. And Muhammad shrugged it off like, yeah, well, what did you do? So don't, even that community, don't fall for this Queers for Palestine. Don't fall for that, okay? Because as soon as they become the majority, they're coming after you. This is how they lie. This is how they lie. So don't find yourselves, even those in that community, don't find yourselves falling for this okie doke. Christians, we're praying for you. We want you to follow Jesus, follow his commandments, sin no more, but we all sin. And all sin is the same in the eyes of God. There's no this one's bigger than this one. So, Christians that tell you, you're going straight to hell for that, they're wrong, but at the same time, it's also a sin. It's not permitted. Just like sin isn't, like any sin is permitted. Okay? But don't fall for this. This is a death cult. Don't fall for it. All right? Don't fall for it.
I don't know what is next. But anyway, the Quran is so clear. The guy, he go to the mosque to pray to Allah. But the same guy, he make it so clear that he sponsor homosexual. Gay is lesbian, doesn't matter.
Politics is consistent, and my politics is built on a belief in human rights for all people. And that extends to queer and trans New Yorkers, and it extends to...
So let us make it clear. This snake, he have an agenda, and you have to take one of two. Either he is doing this, and the Muslims agree with him that he should do this because in order to penetrate the system and take over those stupid Americans, we have to tell them what they like to hear so we can be in the office. And then when we are in the office, we promote Islam. We promote Ramadan. And slowly, 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 we take over the city.
Mm-hmm.
Or we go publicly and say, oh, you know what? We are against you, homosexual. And we are against you, gays. And Allah curse you. And Allah, etc. And the Prophet says, kill you. And then nobody will vote for us. And then we will be rejected.
Mm-hmm.
I find that it's obvious that he was practicing what in Islam is called taqiyya.
Yes, taqiyya.
So for now, we throw Islam under the bus to make those people trust us that we are not against you. And slowly, 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 we take over the government of America. And then we are in a stage, when we are in the stage, the same what Erdogan he did. Erdogan, when he in Turkey was controlled by the atheist, the lefty.
Mm-hmm.
The same as those stupid people of New York. When Erdogan he started a party, it's not allowed for any party in Turkey to be a religious party. It's forbidden. In fact, women, they cannot even wear hijab. A Muslim woman once, she wear hijab in the parliament, they kicked her out and they stripped her from her position just for wearing hijab. You can search it right now in Google. So when Erdogan he did start a party, he signed an agreement, a document, that his party will never be a religious party. Have nothing to do with religion. But as soon they were elected, they will never leave the office. As simple as that.
Let's fast forward a bit.
When they do commit sexual relationship together, we have to jail them until they pass away. There's no, it's not like 1 year penalty, 6-month penalty. No, it is until they die.
That's deep. But queers for Palestine, right? Queers for Palestine.
And by the way, here what you see, all of this is a fabrication and translation.
Look anything in brackets is
new
a
registration. What is that? I mean, what a stupid religion. Everyone will give you his own translation. There's no such a thing. What is you cannot take one Islamic translation serious, because Muslims are liars. And the Muslim, they say to you, you Christian changed the Bible. I mean, you can't even find one translation fit with the other one. They add words, they take words. I mean, it is just a joke. The book of the Abdul. Look, we changed the translator. We have a new verse. Look at this. It's a miracle. And then the verse after it, because Muhammad was a gay, the penalty for homosexual in the Quran is almost nothing. Homosexual men. You see the hypocrisy of Muhammad? How come if a man, the penalty is hurt them, not punish them? In fact, it says hurt them. فَآذُوهُمَا. آذُوهُمَا mean hurt them. How we hurt them? If we go to the tafsir, we will find that we hurt them by beating them by sandals.
Wait.
Are you sure? Absolutely. In fact, it says hurt them. فَآذُوهُمَا. آذُوهُمَا mean hurt them. How we hurt them? If we go to the tafsir, we will find that we hurt them by beating them by sandals. Are you sure? Absolutely. And you know, a gay, he might get even horny. You beat him with sandals? Really? He might enjoy it more. You know? You Muslim. So how come the woman, she will be jailed until she die? But if a man, they are boom each other, read it.
They are boom each other.
If two of your men commit that, the act of lewd, which mean loot, like when his people mentioned in the story in the Bible. Homosexuality, intercourse, punish them both with insult and beating with sandals. Please beat me more. What?
Oh, wow. Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
I hope some of those who they are homosexual, they are brave enough to ask those questions to Mamdani. Your prophet says, kill the gays. The Quran says, jail the lesbian. So what should you do?
Queers for Palestine, though, am I right?
Huh?
They'll use you as allies, and then as soon as they take over, they're jailing you for life, stoning you. Well, I guess if you're gay, they're not going to stone you after all. They're just going to smack you around with some sandals until you say you're sorry. But the women, you guys are screwed.
We heard Andrew Tate talking about a very well-known Muslim. His name is Sneeko.
Oh God, Sneeko, that jackass. Excuse my language.
Like, I don't want to play, some. If you have kids around you, please, because as you see, this is dirty,
All right, Meg, put the.
If you want to put those people on the screen, I mean, they are very filthy.
We're about to deep dive into the foolishness he's a Muslim, supposedly. Of Andrew Tate, the Muslim, the Abdul.
Give him a hard time right now, but I'm not here to end Sneako's career. I mean, I could. I'm that guy. These niggas.
Oh boy.
So it seems he's got himself exposed and all these revelations.
Let me turn this up.
So I'm going to tell you a very factual story. I'm not Gothic Girl. I'm not here to insult anyone.
In fact, you can tell that he is a gay too, from the way he moves his hand and his body, and he always exposes his skin, and he sit in his short pant. You are a gay. I mean, you are a gay to the. You can tell. Look how he opened his hand. Look at this. I mean, who talk like this? It's a girl. Look at his fingers. And then the story he will mention prove that he himself is a gay. But be careful if you have kids around, because this guy, his mouth is filthy. So if you have kids around, use a headset or something, or do something, all right? I'm warning you.
I have no personal vendetta against anybody. I'm not mad at anyone who's ever insulted me.
Is the voice not high? Okay, let me increase the voice. Hold on.
Yes, thank you, CP. Thank you.
I'm just a guy. I'm just here to tell the version of the story as I lived it. I'm just here to tell the truth. That's it. I'm just going to tell you some facts. A few years ago, there was a streamer, I think everybody knows who I'm talking about, who was obsessed. If I got a girl's number on Fresh and Fit, he tried to do the same thing. Every single thing I did, he copied verbatim. He tried to be me, literally be me. He was obsessed with me. And I thought he just wanted to be famous.
I can agree in what he is saying. This guy, even he tried to talk like him, dress like him, act like him. Even he tried to make his voice like the voice of Andrew Tits.
Andrew Tits.
But the question is, as long as you know everything about this guy like this and more, why you always associate yourself with him?
And that turned out to be a homosexual obsession. He came to Romania with two people who I respect very much, Myron and Fresh, great guys.
Hey, hold on. As long as you respect too much, why those people who you respect too much are bringing with them a homo? Are they homo too? I mean, tell me who is your friend. I will tell you. You are a pimp. I mean, you are a pimp who respect others. That's a pimpy respect, huh? So those are your friends, and you respect them. And who are you? The pimp. The pimp who used to use a keyboard to make men have orgasm. I mean, you're a gay. If a guy, he go to a chat and he speak to men speaking dirty language, we cannot, I mean, you are smart. I'm the only young person here, so I cannot speak more. Otherwise, my mom, she would hear me, and I will not go to the park for the coming week. When you are a man, adult man, mature man, supposedly, and you go in the keyboard and you type sexual words for men so they can have orgasm, who is the gay? Guys, who is the gay? Seriously. You have to be not only like, if you are not a gay, you're a scammer. But in order to accept to speak in such a language to men, to make them horny so they will have orgasm, that means you are a gay. And you are making fun of the guy because he's a gay. He rejected the Sneeko. Sound like a gay answer.
Oh, man.
A friend, and a man with honor, not only he will reject, at least kick him out of your home. If somebody just said to me he want to do boom boom with me, I would say no, please. That's a gay answer. Maybe he don't like him, maybe he will like other men. if he is a true man, at least he will kick him out of his house. Is that correct, guys? At least.
At least.
A true man will be so angry, and he might do something not out of control. We cannot say in YouTube. It can go crazy.
Yeah, he could.
But he did not get angry. He said to him, bro, listen what he said to him.
They managed to convince me to allow him to come. He came there and started acting really fruity and really weird. He started telling me that he had this cup thing that was exposed. He had this big cup stand.
Listen. Why a man, he will talk to a man about such a topic? According to Tate, because he's a gay. I agree. But the one is listening. Why he is listening?
So I don't know. For those who aren't familiar with Sneeko, the first time I heard about him was him getting exposed for being a cuck with his woman. And for those of us who might not know what a cuck is a man who gets off on watching his woman have sex with another man. I'm sorry if that's explicit. That's just what it is. I'm just trying to provide context as CP dives into Andrew Tate and Sneeko, who both profess to be, devout Muslims, both converts. I believe Tate's a convert, and I think Sneeko's a convert. So he's just pointing out the hypocrisies. So here we go. Classic cuck chair. Yep.
All of you are the same. Mamdani, Andrew Tate, Sneeko.
It's never leather. It's always
you all of the same shit.
Wood with the fabric back and cushion chair.
You are coming from the same hole. Not the city hole. Don't take me wrong. All right?
It's never like a lazy boy, It's always like some uncomfortable chair where they sit there with their feet, their knees up to their chest.
So listen carefully. What he said to you?
I've seen her fuck other men, and it's just...
What? What? Again, if you have kids around, I warn you, okay? If you don't want to hear such language, please leave. Those people are very filthy, I'm warning you. You see, here, we do education. And sometimes, when you speak about the devil and his people, you have to show it as it is. Like, some Christian, they will say, this is not right, we should not show this. No, we should. We should. Because when you cover it up under the excuse that this is not a Christian way, you are covering up the devil. We're trying to mislead your kids. For us, it's a duty for us to show you that they are trash.
Comfort for cucks.
They are not the quality.
It's just mine.
They are the wicked of the wickedness. Free.
But tell the truth, CP.
Listen carefully.
Which is why we're exposing the garbage of Islam.
I've seen her fuck other men, and it's just like that was... Yeah,
that's fantastic stuff.
So I want to break this down. Like, this was... Imagine seeing a girl you love, like,
Get fucked.
you love her?
This is who they are. This is who they are. The Islamic society.
Probably the trash can.
The junk of the junk.
And if I've ever tried it, and I said, look, I'm older than you, bro, and I've never tried that. I don't think that's normal. And then he started saying, is it...
Somebody told you he want to boom boom you, and you said to him, I think this is not normal? Really? And you call him bro? After he just told you he want to boom boom you? Bro.
Bro.
Isn't it normal just to try new things? Don't you think it's normal to be curious? How do you know if you're really gay or not unless you try being gay? And then I realized he was coming. But like when I was like 14, I thought I was gay. I watched gay porn. Nigga, you gay.
When he was 14, what?
What?
Like when I was like 14, I thought I was gay. I watched gay porn.
Oh boy, I don't want to play the rest. I mean, this is really crazy. A bunch of weirdo.
Single screen he does. Andrew Tate wore a gambling t-shirt. Andrew Tate drove a car. Andrew Tate drunk coffee. Andrew Tate this. Andrew Tate that. He is obsessed with me. And if you see the way he talks about me, you can see in his eyes.
And you keep talking to him.
Bro. What?
Anyway. What about Muhammad? Was he a gay? It's obvious Muhammad was a gay. We have tons of evidence that Muhammad, not even a man.
Really?
You see, when Muhammad he speak about that he was the weakest between all mankind in effing.
He did say that. Remember the shish kebab?
Why Muhammad even mentioning that? Shouldn't we ask ourselves such a question? Why a person, he go public, and he mentioned that he is the lowest
why you go public
between all men in boom boom. You know, since I was a kid, when I read things, I don't read the same as others. I don't read words, I analyze it. Why he's saying that? What forced Muhammad? There's no man will go on public and say, guys, you know what? My thing is not working. Unless he have mental issue.
Right.
Especially if you are an Arab, because this is an embarrassment. This is a clear embarrassment. You know, in the Middle East, you know, a man, he don't have sex, he's not a man. He cannot have sex, he's not a man. So even though it's not your fault, you know, I'm not saying that if something happened to a person, a human being, everyone have his own, you know, physical issues or problems. I'm not saying that this is something to be shamed with, but this is the tradition. Men. So why Muhammad he go and he speak about himself that he was the lowest, not weak. There's a difference between weak and the lowest in effing. And then he claimed that he did, each time he want to do boom boom, he asked Allah to send him a dish of shish kebab.
Yes!
I was among the least.
I have been saying this for a while. And now we get to see the reference. Shish kebab, Viagra / Cialis. Heck yeah, let's do it.
Sexually active people until God sent down the kafir to me. Now whenever I desire it, I find it. It is a pot containing meat.
If a man he go in public says, guys, that I have a problem, I have the lowest ability of sex between all mankind. You see, in Arabic, he's أقل الناس في الجماع, the lowest of mankind.
Damn.
Why he is saying so?
The lowest.
Because obviously, in his time, he was exposed. His wives exposed him. He got married to women, but he cannot perform. And then he go in the street and he claimed that he is so good in boom boom. But then when they speak to his wives, they confirm that he never do so. This is why we see in the hadith, Muhammad he claimed that somebody put black magic on him.
Right.
Obviously, this is when where he is totally exposed.
But a prophet of God had black magic put on him? What?
So he claimed that when he was telling people that he was effing his wives non-stop, he was imagining himself doing so, but he thought it is real.
But he thought
and why
it was real.
He was imagining himself? Because somebody put black magic on him. See, before we were not able to zoom in, now we are zooming in. What happened? I'm not sure. The prophet continued for such and such period, imagining that he had slept, between two brackets, has sexual relationship with his wife. In fact, he did not. If the Muslims accept the story that really he was imagining, that means Muhammad is delusional. If he is delusional, that means whatever he hear is not true. I mean, when a person reached a point that even his sexual relationship, he think it's real, but it's not. This is not about a person is dreaming. We are not talking about somebody is dreaming, he saw a dream. No, no, no. We are talking about somebody is in daytime, he have a hallucination. Oh boy.
Someone help CP.
He hallucinate. I can't say the word. Come tomorrow. So he's delusional. Maybe this is easier. So he imagined himself in real. It's like the movie. It's called the Perfect Host. I don't know if you saw this movie. Very interesting person who is psychopath, and he have obviously mental issue. He write letters to himself. He answer himself in the letters. He imagined himself eating dinner with his friends. He imagined himself having sex with women in the dinner. I mean, it's Muhammad. The first thing I noticed when I watched this movie, that this is a movie about Muhammad.
Really? Break this down. The perfect host is
so
like
this is
Muhammad.
Supposedly a criminal who was robbing a bank, this person. And then he ran away, trying to hide. He was injured in his foot. So he tried a couple of houses to get in, finding any excuse because the police are chasing him. He could not find any. And then he walked in the front of the house of this guy. He opened the mailbox. He found a letter coming from Australia, coming from a girl. So he took the letter. He go and knock at the door, and he tell him that I am a friend of your girlfriend. But this guy, what do not know, that this guy is mentally ill. He write letters to himself. He don't have a girlfriend in Australia. So all those in the movie, they are not real. They are not exist. This guy, he imagined he's taking selfie with them. He imagined dancing with them. And later he imagined boom boom with them. And that is Muhammad, the perfect host, the perfect prophet of Allah. You know.
I think I did watch this movie.
It's a very interesting movie, actually. The one who come with this idea, he must be crazy. Here he is taking dinner with his friends, but they are not exist. There's nobody. He talked to them. He served dishes. He served wine. You know.
Have you seen that movie, Mikey? The Perfect Host?
There is 5 in the table, and him, he put 5 dishes. The other guy who is sitting with there, he's watching. There's nobody in the table. But this guy, he see different thing. He see people, real people talking to him. And he talked to them. And even he had sex with them. He takes selfie with them. For sure, when the selfie, he take it, there's nobody in the picture, you know. So he is sitting, both of them in the table, but reality, there's nobody else. And that is Muhammad. All right. Anyway.
That's funny.
Going back
That's funny.
We have tons. You can read my book, Sex and Allah, and you can read and learn about Islam
And I am going to get his
how
book, Sex and
sexuality
Allah
is messed up
and the
in
Deception
the
of
city
Allah.
of Quraysh or the city of
I will be
Mecca.
ordering those books within the next
Or
few
Muhammad
days.
cousins, or Muhammad, etc. That's why Muhammad, if we type the word mukhannath in the hadith page, if we type it, we will find that in every house in Mecca there is a gay, a transgender too.
In every house?
And then you ask yourself, how come? It's not one time mentioned. Always in the house of Muhammad, there is a homosexual. In the house of Umar, the caliphate, homosexual. Abu Bakr, homosexual. The whole town is homosexual. The Prophet came to me while there was a mukhannath, a gay, a homosexual, sitting with me. And those Bani Umayyah, they are the one who rule Syria later. They killed the grandsons of Muhammad. Always they have gays. In fact, all of them, they have always a lot. Like one of the caliphate is called Al Khalifa Al Ma'boon. Let's see.
Wait, what does this say? The Prophet came to me while there was an effeminate man sitting with me, and I heard him, i.e., the effeminate man, saying to Abdullah bin Abi Umayyah, "O Abdullah, see if Allah should make you conquer Taif tomorrow, then take the daughter of Galen in marriage." Well, these are the brackets that she is so beautiful and fat. I guess that's what that means for it. It says, take the daughter of Galen as she shows 4 folds of flesh when facing you, and 8 when she turns her back. They really liked obese women in Islam back then. Then the Prophet said, these, referring to the effeminate men, should never enter upon you. Ibn Jarraj said that effeminate man was called Hit. What the heck?
I'm not trying to give you a headache with too much information. I'm just giving you little to help you to understand this garbage religion. If we can call it a religion, why the text is small? You see, I don't know why. A second ago, I was able to zoom in. I know I can. All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
This is about the Sunni. Yeah, you see having sex
the
with
name of this
watermelons?
guy, Bani Muawiyah, just mentioned in this hadith here.
Get ready for this one,
Right?
Mikey. Having sex with fruit.
All Bani Umayyah, sorry, they are homosexual, obviously. It's like a tradition. If we go to this website here, we will find something very interesting. #21st example of Sunni morality. Yazid bin Muawiyah
Here,
was...
take a look at this. Let me
what? In situs homosexual? I don't know what in situs mean. You tell me, guys. I don't know what is that in translation. But also Khalifat of Rasulullah and the Sunni Muslims.
has
Is
it
this page
been,
9? This is
why
Shia,
was
by the way. Shia,
incestuous
they are
homosexual?
responding to Sunni. So Sunni expose the Shia, Shia expose the Sunni. However, I do not need this website, but because it's in English, we are using it. In their book says that in the book of Imam al-Dahabi recorded the following words from the sermon of Abu Malik, Abdul Malik ibn Marwan, one of the famous caliphate of Bani Umayyah, the one who ruled Damascus. And this is the book name, and this is the page number. So he said, I am not weak like Uthman, and I am not cunning like Muawiyah, and I am not homosexual like Yazid. Those are the caliphate of Islam. Oh boy. This is their books. Their caliphate is a homosexual. Then you have there's tons of stories here actually, by the way. As an example, there's a story about the guy who, I don't know if this is a story mentioned here in this website. Let us see. Give me a second. Anyway, so when the Caliphate of Uthman was killed, one of the Muslims, the Mujahideen, he gets so angry. And he said, if I know who killed Uthman, I will boom him.
I'm sorry? Excuse me?
If he knew who killed Uthman, he will do what to him? He will F him. A homosexual, he heard him saying so. So he said to himself, let us see what he would do. Do he mean it? So he put his hand up saying, I am the one who killed Uthman.
What?
So the Muslim, he made him bend over and he started effing him so hard. The homosexual from underneath said, and he's enjoying it, if I know that killing Uthman will bring such a penalty, I would love to kill Uthman every day. Now, the Muslims, they have all kind of weird stuff. As an example, the Muslim, they can have sex with watermelon. Nobody in the world do that except Muslims.
Sex with watermelon?
So,
yeah.
If a man make a hole in watermelon or a piece of dough
or piece of
or
dough,
leather skin or statues, don't take.
Okay. I'm going to read this for us so that, we don't lose it in his accent. Okay. It says, if a man makes a hole in a watermelon or a piece of dough, could that be an apple pie? Or a leather skin or a statue and has sex with it, then this is the same as what we have said about other types of masturbation. In fact, it is easier than masturbating with one's hand. So, the Sunni believe that it's easier to bang a watermelon, a piece of dough, a leather skin, or a statue. It's easier than masturbating with your hand. Incredible.
A Muslim to the museum, he will F it. All right?
Incredible.
Don't give him watermelon. He will not eat it. He will F it. Don't give him bread. He will have sex with it. They're pervert. I mean, this is a religious.
And as a black man, okay, munching on my chips from the cookout earlier, celebrating baby girl's birthday, fruit in attendance, and you better believe I believe that was in the mixed fruit. Muslims, y'all better fucking leave my watermelon alone. You got me cussing now. You're having sex with watermelon? Is this real? Seeded or seedless? I need to know. I think Black America needs to know exactly which type of watermelon you guys are having sex with so we can make sure. Okay? You can have sex with all the watermelon you want, just not the ones that we eat. So if it's seeded or seedless, whichever the watermelon is halal, please let us know. Please. Thank you.
This book. This is the book guide you to religion. Those are their highest scholars. Huh? Those are their highest morality. This is the origin of morality, you know.
Wait a minute. All the Muslims should certainly be grateful that Ibn Qayyim has offered this advice on the easiest way to masturbate. And clearly, Ibn Qayyim has done a lot of personal research on this issue. This is the ruling of the saved sect. Contracting temporary marriage with a woman is haram, but contracting temporary marriage with a watermelon is halal. Incredible. So it's bad to contract a temporary marriage with a woman, but it's okay to contract a temporary marriage with a watermelon. In his defense, perhaps Ibn Qayyim only meant that it is allowed to marry a watermelon with the intent of divorcing it for doing muta, which is, temporary marriage or, prostitution, if you really want to break it down. But it is allowed to marry a watermelon with the intent of divorcing it for doing muta with a watermelon would clearly be an act of fornication. Wow.
That's why I told you the guy, his name is Abu Huraira. Obviously, they call him this name because he was doing things to cat. He's pervert.
Wait, what? Doing things to cats? Excuse me?
And don't be surprised. Huh? Those are their highest morality. This is the origin of morality, you know. That's why I told you the guy, his name is Abu Huraira. Obviously, they call him this name because he was doing things to cat. He's pervert.
Wow.
And don't be surprised. I mean, how in the world a man he can do such a thing to cat? They are pervert. As you see, I mean, watermelon. Da, you make bread, right? Leather, skin, statues, and has sex with it. Had sex with it. I mean, not masturbate. No, had sex with it. They consider it sex, you know, not like. Then this is same as what we had said in the other type of masturbation, i.e., that is halal. Very important halal, you know.
Wow.
You can't beat that, you know.
You really can't
this
beat
is
that.
The religion of Allah.
Yeah. Wow.
And yeah.
Wow.
This is the religion teach you guidance. Same with sex with animals, you know, even dead animals.
Sex with dead animals.
Even dead animals.
Necrophilic bestiality. The victimless crime. In accordance to Islam.
Oh.
The victimless crime.
So, and pedophilia is part of the religion too. You can force little girl to give you masturbation.
Yes, this is true.
You know, like even this is mentioned. Um, Let me see if I can. Or the hand of his wife.
Yeah,
Or
this was it. It was narrated by a man that a man came to him that feared that he would ejaculate while he was fasting. This is just a sex cult on top of everything else that's wrong with it. Ahmed said, "What I see is that he can release semen without ruining the fast. He can masturbate using his hands or the hands of his wife, or he has an amah or a slave, whether it be a girl or a little child. She can masturbate for him using her hands. And if she was a non believer, he can sleep with her without releasing his semen. If he released it in her, it becomes impermissible."
the hand of a slave girl, little girl, or little child. Do you see the little child?
Wow.
I'm trying to zoom in with this page. I don't know why I cannot zoom. I think
But
there's a
as you can
script
see,
here not
gang,
allow me to
it's
do
total
so.
insanity. Total insanity.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
not
wow,
able
the Lakers pulled
to.
out the win. I gotta watch that replay.
Do you see the word? I don't know if it's clear for you. Little
Thank
child.
goodness. Wow.
She can masturbate for him
A little child.
using her hand. If she was an unbeliever, he can sleep with her without releasing his semen. Little girl. Child. It says a child.
Yeah, little child. She can masturbate for him using her hands. And if she was a non believer, meaning that little child was a non believer, he can sleep with her without releasing his semen. If he released it in her, it becomes impermissible. So he can have sex with little child as long as he pulls out. This is Islam, and it's crazy that they try to um, lie about the translations and things like that, rather than just face the fact that it's clearly false, it's disgusting, it's demonic, it's satanic. But it's hard for them to come to that. I mean, this is Sunni. It's not. We've been kind of focusing a lot on the Shia because of the Iranian regime, but this is Islam too. This is Sunni. This is Abu Bakr, big Sunni scholar. He's talking about pedophilia, bestiality, and necrophilia can be performed while one is fasting. So, and this is really a crazy one to wrap it up on. I know we've been going, 3 hours, but I gotta be at church early in the morning, and I'm gonna take advantage of being able to go to sleep before 2 a.m. potentially, um, as my vacation wraps up to a close. This is actually technically the final day of my vacation, and then tomorrow and Monday is like my normal days off. Then I go back to work. And once we get onto that, we might have to just space these out for Sunday, early Sunday afternoon. Maybe we can really get it from like 5, and then we can go for like 3-4 hours and really do the deep dive. But at least here, we've kind of let everybody know what we're about. We're definitely going to be live tomorrow. Sunday's the big show. And I want to do it at 5. I couldn't do it today. I had a little family over after my daughter's birthday, little birthday celebration. But we will continue. We will definitely continue on this deep dive tomorrow. So, in conclusion for today, what did we learn, huh? We learned some crazy things about Islam. We covered that little debate that I had with my friend who felt it was being taken out of context about women having sperm coming from their ribs. We showed the text. We showed the text on screen. And not only did we show the text, we had an Arabic speaker show the text who broke it down better than we could, because he can better navigate those websites because of the Arabic that he speaks, right? And we saw that not only do men have sperm, but women have sperm. It got that wrong as far as women having sperm wrong. It got it wrong where sperm comes from, because it said it was from the backbone of the man. We know that that's not where sperm comes from a man. And that the women, it comes from their ribs. We know that that's also impossible. It later said that Whoever comes first determines who the child resembles, or as Christian Prince said, that'll determine the gender of the child. I didn't show you guys how it says the sperm lasts for 40 days in this stream. We might have done it in others, but if not, we'll show it on the next one. And that's just one of the many things that this prophet of God got wrong. And one thing Christian Prince didn't cover, and I think he might have said this. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I was too busy talking. But that he heard this from Jibril. Like, this isn't something that he just made up. He said that this was like holy revelation given to him. So we know that that is completely false. We also heard about, with the Sunnis, how you can have sex with watermelons, animals, statues. So we also learned in chapter 4, verse 15, how lesbianism is punished by home confinement until death. We also learned that, homosexuals, however, they just get slapped around with sandals a couple of times until they say they're sorry. So anti-LGBTQ, even though Mamdani and the rest try and push this, pro-LGBTQ agenda. So, don't fall for it. We also heard in the same section about the watermelons and things like that, that you're not breaking your fast by having a little child masturbate you. Okay. And I'm sorry that we have to be this graphic, but this is what this religion teaches. We're not making these things up. This is what they believe. So they have to explain this. And especially when you understand the Arabic, it's very hard to explain away. So we're gonna beat this. We're gonna beat this insane, pedophilic, just crazy religion, where they're shooting Americans, shooting Christians. We're not going for it. We're gonna debunk it. We're gonna continue to learn more and more about this religion and the insanity that it pushes, and we're not gonna let it continue to further corrupt our friends, our family, our children. Okay? You cannot try and find a way to make sense about a prophet of God saying that sperm comes from the backbone of the man, and this is supposed to be holy revelation. You can't try and squeeze the egg being fertilized in there where it's not there. You can add all the brackets and everything that you want, but the Quran is very clear. That's why you guys always try to go to interpretations rather than what the text actually says. Because if you stick with what the text actually says and not what the scholars that came a couple hundred years later tried to clean it up and fix, but if you deal with what the Arabic actually says, these things are unforgivable as far as justifying it for being a religion of God. All right, so I'm going to see you guys tomorrow at 5 so that we can have a decent amount of time and not go late into the night. Appreciate you guys. Hit the follow button on YouTube for me. Subscribe, make clips, share the videos. As you can see, until we actually start getting Muslims or people that actually want to step up and engage, we're going to have to go where we can get the best information and where we can have engagements like mock trials until we get there, right? So forgive my background. This is aftermath of bringing everything back from the park and all that. So love you guys. Thank you again. I'll see you tomorrow where we're going to learn a little more, do a deeper dive. And if you know anybody that would object, bring them on up. Bring them on up. If you know somebody that's just like anti-Christian, bring them up and let's have these conversations. I'm not real big on philosophy, but we can deal with the Bible and we can deal with the actual text of Islam. All right. Love you guys so much. Again, take care of yourselves and each other. Believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ and you'll be saved. And we're going to be doing some deep dives into the Bible too. I just, once we get our people to engage, we'll be doing a lot of that too. All right. See you guys tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific. Love you.